Welcome back to Antimatter Chemistry, and today, well, we've beaten 2 pharaohs. I went and did the other one off camera, so you can see this quest is now complete. We're into chapter 4, only 5% in, but chapter 4 it is. So now we should be able to collect our rewards. So more recipes unlocked, and the choice of this. So we get a bunch of different stuff. Items protection, eyes, let's see, we don't want any armor, we've got really good armor. ICC healing, regeneration, regenerates health slowly while held. Okay. While held not moving, you're invisible. You're more hungry but feel fuller when you strike enemies. No, don't want that. Curse of disenchantment. When you die, you keep your equipment. We've already got one of those. Fully charged attacks. No. Alright, so I think we probably want the regen. Yep. Or at least I want the regen, because if it regens me while I'm being, damaged, well, I guess this will... Well, it is actually taking durability. That's unfortunate. Anyway, doesn't much matter. So, moving on, we need to buy the Chapter 4 DLC for 20 coins. Yes, you do get coins from lots of different enemies, and we need gold coins or dirty coins. It doesn't much matter. They're pretty equivalent. So, in my loot that I've been picking up are coins, I think. There's 11, and there's another 4. And there's another 11. So that should be the quest. Click to submit. I'll submit the dirty coin. No. Do I need to... did submit? Yes, there we go. Chapter 4 DLC. In a book. What does this say? Got him. Okay. Fine. Let's just put that back in there. Yeah, let's put those away. You can convert those things, by the way, if you just drop them into water. They convert into the gold version, and of course you can probably just... Yep, you can probably just... yeah, you can just smelt them down for gold if you actually want them, but they only turn into a nugget, so I'm not terribly impressed by that. And then, yeah, collect this stack of dusty bones. Create 16 linen threads and chop down a stack of palm wood. These are all optional. That gets us another one of those rewards. So does that, and presumably so does this. Yeah. I don't really need any of those. So 64 brown antimatter is next up. That's gonna be pretty straightforward, I think. Oh, neodymium. Is that the only recipe? Neodymium comes from endstone. I assume it's gonna be coming from yeah, the limestone that we get over there. Okay, so let's just check out. I've got some blocks that I picked up because one of the pyramids, the second one off camera, was sunk below the ground a little bit. So I had to dig down, meaning that I should have got at least some blocks, but they're all the strange sand. I wonder what that turns into. Can we dissolve you? No, looks like we can't. Okay. I'm going to need to get some blocks then, aren't I? Did I not bring any? Ah, here we go. Cracked limestone. Yeah. So let's just see if I can convert you. Can I dissolve you? Yes, into neodymium, but only a 3% chance. Okay. Any other blocks that I got? No, it's all cracked limestone. Okay, so let's just get all this stuff out there. And let's just see how many we actually turn out to get. Doesn't look like many, does it? 2 neodymium. I actually need 8. 3. Okay, so I am clearly going to need to go and get some more blocks from Atom. Actually, never mind. We can get them directly from ender pearls, and we get a fair amount per ender pearl, it seems. So, yeah, we're just going to straight for ender pearls. There we go. Neodymium, mercury, and silicon. All of which are quite good, and we've got like 90 odd ender pearls, so I shouldn't have any problem with that. And white antimatter, well, we have 7,000 of it, so... we can make that pretty easily. Brown antimatter? Yep. I need to... Is that not in the combiner? Is it just in a regular crafting grid? Brown antimatter? Brown antimatter. Yep, regular crafting grid. Okay, fine. Clearly I need more. That's enough to get the quest. I get a loot crate. Thanks very much. That's sort of entirely irrelevant. Thank you very much. So that can go away. And then we're on to, oh, Deep Learner. So that's one of the things that get unlocked, which unlocks another thing. Remember I said I couldn't get embossment? That's because it was behind Deep Mob Learning. And yeah, it looks like we can actually craft it. So Deep Learner, we need some soup-covered plates, some redstone repeaters. They're just some redstone, basically. And some glass. So what's the soup-covered plate is obsidian and soup-covered redstone. Crafted by crushing redstone against a block of coal, left click. So I need some coal first of all, so let's just get that going. One block of coal. Okay, and some redstone. Got quite a bit of that. So here's our block of coal and redstone. Yep, there we go. Oh, just left click and don't hold. Okay, fine. I'll just convert over a whole stack, and then we should have pretty much everything we actually need to get some of those plates. And there's our Deep Learner. We'll display a HUD when in main hand or offline and populated with data models. Yes, so that's going to be very, very useful, no doubt. And we get a Deep Mob Learning guide because of the quest. Yes, very good. And then create 2 simulation chambers. So yeah, those are the things we're going to need to start generating stuff. And then Loot Fabricator turns whatever we generate from the simulation chamber into actual loot. And we can set those up as well. You can see all the rest of these quests here are sort of pitched towards doing each of the various different mobs. For the next step, you're going to need some destabilized redstone. So just dump 10 redstone into a magma crucible. And we should be able to dump that into our smeltery drain where I've already got some copper and silver. They should go together, and we're going to need the signalum from it. So that is 4 ingots worth, which is enough for 1 gear, which is exactly what we actually need here. I'm going to need to get more redstone clearly there. So why don't I just make another bucket worth just by doing this. And we'll basically make more signalum that way. So the signalum is going to be useful and important because in order to make a simulation chamber, well, the recipe includes this soup-covered machine casing. Everything else is fairly simple. This requires molybdenum, and I can say that correctly now, occasionally, molybdenum ingots and signalum gears and some more of those soup-covered plates. So we need 2 for this, so I'm going to need clearly 2 of these gears. So that's why I built another bucket. But in the meantime, we just need, I think that's pretty much the molybdenum, and we got it from crafting one of the previous things just then, so I can get... Oh, I don't have enough. Yeah, I need... let's just have a look. What's the best way of generating it? Is it just going to be maybe ender pearls? No, I didn't get it from the ender pearls. Clearly, I must have got it from the blocks from E10. It would be nice if I didn't have to. Let's just see what the highest percentage chance is for that. Molybdenum from the ingot, of course. 15% chance from pillar porphyry block, or whatever that is. Would rather not. 22% chance from carved limestone bricks. So that's structures, really. It's just going to be the limestone, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm going to have to go back to E10 again. Okay, some molybdenum, easy enough, just dig straight into a hillside and you get stacks and stacks of limestone. You can see I've got lots of other stuff here that we need to just process back again, but we have our molybdenum ingots and we just put those in and we get soup-covered machine casings. So I'll dump the rest of these in here and we should be able to get 2 of these out, which is exactly what we need because we need 2 simulation chambers. And do I have everything else? I'm probably going to be not having enough ender pearls. Let me just transfer a stack of ender pearls just so they're useful enough into our AE2 system. So, simulation chamber again. And I need that machine casing again. Yeah, there we go. So, 2 simulation chambers. Simulation chamber must be crafted in a crafting station. Yes, yes, yes. Uses polymer clay and a basic data model. Basic plus data model. It's got pristine mob matter and matter dependent on where you find the mob, i.e. zombie equals overworldian. Good. So from here, it sort of depends on the pack. Some packs make you have to go and kill some of the basic mobs to get the stuff. Some do not. So let's just see. Oh, does this one require it? So let's go for the zombie data model. Rotten flesh and a blank data model gets us faulty. So data collected north of 6. Maybe we do actually need to then kill zombies. And I don't have any zombies. or any nearby zombies. So yeah, how am I going to get that? Wow. Okay, so the blank data model is not as easy as you might think. It needs palladium, it needs aconine, and that is hassium and astatine. Yeah, so that's not going to be quite as easy as before. Now, we are going to need some palladium, and the only resource to really get it from is pretty much, via our dissolver anyway, is palm wood. Now, that is an atom, so you go over there and you find occasionally like little oases where there's slightly greener ground called fertile soil. You can grab the palm wood from in there, it grows in trees, and you can bring it back to your base. Now, the problem with this is the fertile soil, which is this stuff, well, first of all, it needs water, otherwise it immediately turns into strange sand. But even if you do that, occasionally when you're actually harvesting these, it will turn into strange sand anyway. So you've got a limited supply. I'm not sure if it'll just stay like that in Atom itself, but I kind of don't want to go backwards and forwards there. So I created a stack of palm wood just by growing a few trees. And later on, we can use the phytogenic insulator. But for now, that will get me the palladium I'm going to need. So which one was the palladium for? Was it for you or not? No, we don't need the loop fabricator yet because we're not generating anything. I've got a feeling it's for the basic data models. Is it for palladium? Yeah, so we need 2 palladium per blank data model. So if we need 4 data models, it's going to need 8 palladium and ingots, that is. So I'm going to need 2 stacks of this because this turns into 4 palladium ingots. Okay, I don't think I have any other palladium. I'm not sure if I would have found any. Nope. So yeah, I need to grow more trees. Clearly, I have enough fertile soil to actually get on with, so that will be okay for that. The rest of these blank data models just need cobalt, which we're already able to get. We need the alchemistry version, so we may have to break it down, dissolve it, put it back up again. Suit cover plate, which we've already made, and aconine. Now, aconine we get from astatine or astatine, or however you want me to pronounce that, and hassium. So both of those, obviously, we get back from the aconine, but that's no good. We can get it from loot crates. They do have a chance to do that. Certain ones do, but we want something a little bit more guaranteed than that. So astatine. We can actually get it from crystal glass, and crystal glass, quite handily enough, is what you get from strange sand, again in Atom. So that's that side of things sorted out. The hassium, on the other hand, we just need to do no. Is there any way to get a hassium? That seems like a no. I don't understand. Loot crates? Is that it? Really? Aside from the fusion multi-block. So, do we have any hassium? No. Is there any hassium in my elemental table? Where's my chart? There we go. So HA is what I'm looking for. I think hassium. HS 108. So 108 would be right about here, so straight away in the middle, and I do, so I must have got some. Oh, I've got 1256. Okay, so the loot crates provide enough hassium for me. So clearly I just need the other ingredient, and we can get that from the crystal glass, which is why I've been cooking this up like this, and then we can just turn this straight into astatine. Of course, I mean straight into aconine. That's fine. And I just need both of those. So 1, 2. That should start making this up. Good. And we should have enough there, hopefully. So that then goes on. Oh, in fact, no, we need 16 per blank. So I'm going to need a full stack of this aconine stuff. And that means basically more and more glass, it looks like I'm gonna have to process. So yeah, I will go ahead and do that, and then we'll craft up the blank data models. I'm gonna make 4 of them because of the quest, but there are probably more that we can actually make. For example, Ender isn't in here, and that's one of the things that you probably want. Is there other ones? I think almost certain there's at least one more that I actually want, but you can see there's different pristine matters. We can use those to generate different things, and then there's an end cake over here. So yep, I need to craft a few bits and pieces. So back in a second. And with all those ingredients, we should be able to make some blank data models now. So just dump all this stuff in. It's not going to auto sort itself, unfortunately, but that will only take a second. And there we go, we get 4 blank data models. So that will get us started towards each of these. So the skeleton one just needs a bone, as you might imagine. Creeper, gunpowder, presumably. Yep, blaze rod or blaze powder. And zombies, rotten flesh. So we have a few of those. Bone, rotten flesh. Sorry, bone. Yeah, well, I've got 2 rotten fleshes. Is this full? It's full. Okay, so I need to go and fix that. And also my white antimatter is full again at 7,000. So yeah, stuff to fix. Is that backing up? Yeah, it's not backing up. Okay, so a few things to make. So one, let's go for a skeleton data model. Yeah, there we go. A zombie one. And do I have any others? What were those again? I need gunpowder, I need blaze powder. Gunpowder's there. Blaze powder I should be able to get out of the system. Yep, just got 1, but that's enough. There we go, blaze and gunpowder. Okay, there we go. All 4 data models. And we get a sort of one of the terrible loot crates. That's a good loot crate, I don't mind those. They can give us all kinds of stuff. And that's what 4 quests done. This is going to be pretty quick, really. And then we've got to get these pristine skeleton matter, I should say. So first of all, before that, I should probably think about loot fabricator, but we don't need that to get the skeleton matter. We just need to get some of those going. So let's just take a look. Faulty. So let's just see whether we can actually put these in and get them going without me killing anything. I was trying to test it. To do that, we're going to need polymer clay. And polymer clay, well, it needs some stuff that we have a limited supply of. In particular, clay. I don't have that being produced automatically in any way, where I'm getting gold and iron automatically. I'm not making it into ingots automatically yet, but that's going to be fairly straightforward. I can make this with kaolinite, so it seems like I should need to automate kaolinite at some point. Yeah, that was probably gonna be straightforward. Aluminium oxide is the way there, and let's just see how much clay we've got right now. Clay. Let's just convert that over, and let's just get some polymer clay, hopefully. Regular recipe. So I've got 32 polymer clay to play with, and then we can choose a data model. I have my simulation chambers, and we're just going to get I think just 1 going to start off with. And if we just output, we can put this anywhere really. Yeah, around the back of here should be fine. So let's put that there. That starts building up power immediately, but it has quite a large buffer. Yep, 2 million RF buffer. This is only 1 million, so it's quickly going to draw off all of this power and probably starve the rest of our system. So can I cut off? No, I can't really. I can rearrange it, but I won't. I just wanted this to actually build up. Please insert a particular data model. So why don't we just look for... Well, let's see what we actually get for these, first of all. So this the matter. What can we convert them into that's useful? Zombie matter. Well, I can turn it into loot crates. Not so keen on that. Zombie matter, we can get iron from. We can get carrots and potatoes. Skeleton matter, we can get bones. Yep, nope. Don't care about any of that. Gunpowder and creeper heads, don't care about any of that. Spider eyes, nope. Slime, well, this is stuff that we don't have yet. This is stuff that will be more useful. I would like to get blaze rods, so why don't we just start with blaze rods, I think. Wither skeleton matter is the one I was thinking of before, because that will let us basically construct nether stars. So, but let's start with blaze. And insufficient data in model, please insert a basic model or better. Yep, that means I'm going to have to kill blazes. And that means I'm going to have to go into the nether to do it. So, I'm going to have to go, and that's probably why it gave us the deep learner in here. I think we just shift right click. Yeah, and can I put them all in? Looks like I can. And yeah, so I just have to defeat those. Do I have to hold this thing while doing it? I hope not. I hope it's just in my inventory. Anyway, we can go and seek out some creatures, I guess, or get them to spawn. So the only real place we have of 3 of those things is here in the deep dark. We can't spawn them in the nether or the atom or indeed the overworld. So we've got to go down here. And of course we have, or I should have, night vision. Oh, so much easier. Anyway, with night vision, you can see just how big the deep dark actually is. It's huge with these really nice stone pillars and lots of stuff to kill. So let me just see. Did that actually count? I'm just going to go and drop down into my usual hole just to check, first of all. Did you count anything? Yep, that counts. So I don't need to do anything other than have it in my inventory. And then I probably want to dig sort of up from here to a separate area so I can just then fight stuff, basically. As you can see, I found a bit of a fortress over here with lots of other stuff around, I'm sure. But more importantly, I have Blaze, so I'm able to get the basic data tier for them. And with that installed, it started up, and you'll see it's starting to use polymer clay. Now, it runs through one cycle, and one cycle can then create various different kinds of matter, but more importantly, it levels up the Blaze data model, and the more that levels up, the more chance we get of getting the pristine matter that we need to convert into loot. So that is something you just leave going. I think it needs like 80 RF per tick or something, or in fact, hang on, it's already consuming far more than our power can actually generate at the moment. So we can upgrade our magmatic generators, and that will get it more power, or we can just shut it off occasionally, and that will also not have much of a problem. I'm going to leave it running at least for this first set of cycles to see if I can get any of the pristine matter. We need 4 of it for the quest. And one other thing to note is that quest where we got this one, where is it? This one, that loot crate just gave me 8 blocks of clay, so I can convert that over into polymer clay quite easily. I think I put that clay back in here. Clay. Yep, so I converted it into 32 clay, and that means I should just be able to do this, and I convert it all into polymer clay. So we have a supply of that, at least a couple of stacks, and that'll get us going, hopefully, with each of the pristine matter types, but not much you can really do with this except wait, so I'm going to do that off camera. To get the speed upgrade, so we can break down antimony trioxide, which we got earlier in the quest chains, and that breaks down into antimony and oxygen. So the antimony, on the other hand, we will then be able to just put through here, I think, unlock that, get some antimony ingots. And then if we have a look and just dump that in here, you'll see if I just go through speed upgrade, we want this. It needs us to craft upgrade bases. The upgrade bases come from resonators, and they need... Well, let me just go through that again because I need to add that as a recipe, clearly. I need some aluminium. I thought that was just iron by looking at it. Clearly it is not. So aluminium, we can just get from, obviously, aluminium compounds. And you can see I've got lots of aluminium oxide, so I can just convert that back down. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. There we go. Some aluminium. 4 aluminium. There we go. Put that in place. And what was the final thing on top? A block of coal, which is going to be easy. And 1 resonator. There we go. So that may well not have enough power to get started because this is GP, if I remember rightly. So let's pop you down. Yep, grid power is 0. So we need some way of generating grid power, which is fine. Just something I don't quite have yet. I'll just put that netherrack away. I used quite a bit to get to that fortress. Okay, so I need to go and get some grid power. There is normally a like a little hand wheel. I can never remember the name of it. Extra utilities. Extra utilities has a lot of pages. I need it's the equivalent to basically the automatic generators later, unless I can already get one of those. Let me have a look. Where are you on here? I can't find you when I need you, which is nice. There we go. The manual mill is what we actually need. So we need redstone gears. So we just need 4 redstone torches, and then the manual mill. We just then need to combine, we need to make the redstone gear first of all, and then combine that with, just to, polish stone. Okay. Is that just any stone bricks? Presumably it is any stone bricks. So if I just get some stone, smooth stone that is. And if I just get those, can I convert those into polished? Yeah, that's fine. Ah, I've run out of types, clearly. Oh no. I need to get more types into our system. And then manual mill. One manual mill. And that should generate a small amount of GP for this. See, there we go. As long as I stay here and don't move, it will generate a little bit of grid power, which means I can then basically do some stuff in here. So what we're actually looking for was the speed upgrade. And the speed upgrade is straightforward with the upgrade base. We just need to weight it with pressure plate, which is just some gold. And I've only got enough for 2. Okay, and let's see if this will actually convert. Will you convert? Okay, if I just hold that down, it says it needs 8. So I could just hold this down and 5, 6, 7, and 8. So yeah, it is going to convert over. We can get the upgrade base. Get that into a speed upgrade by... oh, it's probably going to need gold, isn't it? It is going to need gold. 1 block of redstone will do, and then I need some gold. Let's just grab some gold from here. Yep, that is enough for 4. There we go. And then a speed upgrade. Okay, so increase the speed of operations, max upgrades 4, power penalty plus 1 GP. Power penalty, you say? Does that mean it won't actually speed up? Grid is overloaded. Yeah, so that may be why. I need to generate some grid power. Okay, grid power it is. So that is all the mills. Now, to get started, it's easy enough to go with lava or water. Water generally is the easiest one to start with and quite straightforward. We need some stone burt, which means I need to get more polished stone. That's easy enough, but put it in the resonator, do the usual thing with the hand mill, and you end up with stone burt. So I'm going to create some of that. I'll use that to generate some water mills, and all you have to do with the water mills is put them down and make flowing water go past them. Not static water, flowing. And the more goes past it, the more GP you get. So I'm going to create these off camera, and then we should be enough to then hopefully not need the manual mill anymore. Okay, and a side note, while we're waiting for the polymer clay to basically be converted, let's just go and quickly take a look. Yes, that was a chicken, if you saw it. Don't worry, we'll come back to that in a second. We've got 7 pristine blaze matter, so that's enough for that quest. And then we can just swap out basically polymer clay into this one, which is a zombie data model. And that will, you know, start generating stuff as well. You'll see the pristine chances go up to 11. It starts out at 5. It goes up to beyond 20 once it gets to some higher tiers, if I remember rightly. But that's good enough for now. It gets us where we need to go. Now, I also made some eggs, and the eggs are quite important because that's how I got this chicken that's wandering around. Yeah, there we go. I've got another one downstairs. We can breed them if we need them in the future. But they are there mainly to make the chicken wing ring. And yes, that is that's an awful way to pronounce it. But in here, we need a golden lasso with chicken. So golden lasso is very, very simple to make. You can't do it in the AE2 terminal. You have to make it a typical crafting table because it needs to take up some XP to make. But you make this chicken wing ring, and that's exactly what I've got right now. In here, I've got it equipped. Uses 1 GP, that's why we needed GP generation. And down here, I have some water mills now running. I have just a sound muffler block from extra utilities. And I'll be putting a few more of these in, but you can see it's generating up to 48 grid power. That's important because each of these tiers of rings that we're about to craft, well, they take up more and more grid power, so you're going to want those. At least you may be able to trade them. Is there a trade recipe for the angel ring? Sometimes packs have a version of the angel ring that doesn't use up grid power, but all of these look like they do. Yeah, it looks like they do. So that's I guess that's okay. We can make sure we generate more than 32, and then we're already doing that. So to make the ring of the flying squid. Oh, and just to explain what the chicken wing ring does, if you double tap space while falling, you can get yourself to fall slower. I think. Hang on. Are you not working now? You were working. Yeah, you were working. Unless it's interfered by this chest plate. I put a Traveler's Cloak slow fall on here. So if you want slow fall, we can get it anyway. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you see. I'm falling slower. But if I press Control G in my case, I can also already get slow fall from the chest plate. So I don't need to do that anymore. And, yeah. Hi, chicken. Anyway, moving on. We want the next one up, at least, which is the Flying Squid Ring. And this needs a few things. It needs some black pigment. It needs a golden lasso with a squid in it, which is why I went out there. And it needs everything else. So we need that. We need our chicken wing ring itself, because we're going to have to upgrade it. And that just means we need the black dye around the outside. So the black dye, is there any way to make this Atom 2? Thermal foundation. Is that a pulverized charcoal? I think that said pulverized charcoal. If it did, this should be really simple. We'll just make 4 pulverized charcoal. There we go. That's finished. So let's make the ring of the flying squid. Jet propulsion at your fingertips. Okay, so jet propulsion. I just want to make sure I'm not anywhere problematic when I do this. But let's see if that lets me do anything. So if I think it will use up power from GP, if you like, to propel us upwards. So we can do this, but only sort of not really creative flight, but more like a jetpack. And that certainly will let us do various things. What will it take to get the next tier up, though? We need glass, we need samarium, we need gas tier, and we need ring of the flying squid. Do I have any of those things? I do not have a gas tier. We need to go to the nether. You get samarium, which is something that is not obvious. You need to go and get that from brown antimatter, which you can make with neodymium and regular white antimatter. So that's easy enough to actually create. And the rest we'll need to make some more palladium, and that comes from palm wood. I think I may already have some palladium though. Do I already have it in the system? Palladium, where are you? Where is my palladium? Do I not have any? Well, I've got some wood. I can always make more that way. I thought I had some in here. Anyway, I'll need to go and recognize where it is. Platinum, I see, obviously. Palladium, I do not. Okay, so I'll go and need to make more of that. That's not hard to make, even if it isn't in there somewhere. And I need to go across the nether to hunt a ghast. But of course, I've got a ranged weapon. All I need to really make sure of is that the ghast is not over lava. And even without anything else, the nether becomes much easier to naturally navigate with a hang glider and with squid ring. So you can just basically head upwards. And then there is a ghast, for instance, and we can just head across here. And lots of blaze spawners, unfortunately, but we'll get around those and hopefully get to a ghast that isn't over lava, although this looks a bit all over lava. So I've got my magnet on just in case, and we're going to head out here looking for wherever this thing is. There he is. Or there she is. I'm not sure. Ghasts even have specs. Oh, we need to move out. Okay, and why don't we just change to that? And make sure we kill said ghast, and hopefully that will drop a ghast here straight down, and hopefully I will get one. Yes, I've got one. Good. So I don't need to do anything else. We can go home here, but if you really want to, you can go and play with the blazes, or indeed the wither skeletons, and that will get us towards obviously wither skeleton skulls, and from there, well, you know what comes from that. Lots of palm wood later, we've got most of the actual recipe done, which means we just need one final step, hopefully. One squid ring and one angel ring. And that means I've got creative flight, as long as I have 32 GP, which means you definitely want to make sure that your area with the watermill is kept chunk loaded. And let me just double check that before I head off into wherever. Yep, let's just make sure that all of that area is chunk loaded. And I should now have creative flight, which is... oh, that's so nice. I don't need ladders anymore. Oh, that's nice, that's nice. Okay, so one episode. We've got pretty much all the way through this. We just have to wait now, really. I've got some loot crate rewards and an end cake we need to make. That's going to need lithium. That's going to need all the matter and with cake. Now, I did get a cake randomly from a loot drop, so I don't have to worry about milk or anything like that. Again, you get them sort of from these chests right here, so most of the quartz crystal. Okay, we don't need that. And lithium, how much lithium do we have? We have 194. So do we have enough for that end cake? No, we need a little bit more lithium, but that should be simple to get, I would have imagined. Lithium dust, lithium ore. Yeah, we've already got some lithium ore. I'm almost certain we have it in one of these. I did collect them anyway. There's some lithium ore, so should be simple enough just to disassemble that into, well, dissolve it. There we go, plenty. Okay, so we've got that ready. Next episode will be after I've basically collected all the pristine matter and upgraded our data models somewhat. Yeah, we've got 2 in this one. We need more than that, clearly. Let's just dump another set in there. And we have a bunch of different matter that we can get. That's one of the other optional quests. We get a reinforced upgrade kit. I need to make a loop fabricator, but we haven't really been bothered with that so far. But you just need some dandelions. I have everything else in the system. I already checked. So yeah, plenty of stuff going on. And we're ready for the next episode, I think. So thanks very much for watching, as always. And yeah, subscribe, share, you normally would. Click on the bell for notifications. If you are a subscriber, more importantly than all that, please do leave comments for other people who are playing through. And I hope you're also enjoying the X4 playthrough on the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.